give a quick overview, just 5 minutes. Okay, so so if you go and check this thing, what we call the CCNP content. So this is what we are going to learn, the latest exam topic. And right now, official guide is also there, what I'm going to buy for you. Okay, so you do not have to buy this. But on the Cisco website, like if you check Cisco Press, the latest book is in the market now. I think where if you go to CCNP Enterprise, okay, so they recently launched this book, CCNP Enterprise Advanced Routing Second Edition. So this is the latest book, and this is not available in the hard copy. Only PDF is available all over the world. I think in USA you can buy, okay, but you do not have to pay this $90. Like I'll be going to buy it for this batch, okay. So the CCNP and RC Advanced. So when you see the book, okay, so this book expect you that you already have some knowledge, okay, because if you check the syllabus, it is written troubleshooting administrative distance, troubleshoot loop prevention mechanism, troubleshoot manual auto. So basically, you will only understand troubleshooting when you know the topic. So it means if we know what is administrative distance, and what is a route map, what is loop prevention. Okay, so this is exam topics. If you check what is this exam topics, so when you are going to give for the CCNP exam, and no need to give CCN exam nowadays, you can directly go and write the CCNP exam. Okay, the exam cost is around $300 for NRC and $400 for the encore. Okay, so CCNA is not mandatory. You can directly give the CCNP exam, which has more value in the market. Okay, so now when you see this NRC, which stand for Enterprise Advanced Infrastructure Implementation, there are four section: layer 3 technologies, VPN technologies, infrastructure security, and infrastructure services. So 35% of your exam come from this topic: EIGRP, OSPF, BGP. Okay. And then 20% of your exam will come from MPLS and DMVPN. And 20% exam will come from basic things like TACACS, Radius, IPv6 topics, and COPP, control plane policing, URPF, okay, IPv4 ACL, and IPv6 traffic filter. Okay. So infrastructure services, this is the fourth section where you have to learn about basic telnet, SNMP, simple network management protocol, DHCP for IPv4 and IPv6. And there is IPSLA, which is called tracking, which it's a good topic. And there is a net flow, and there are some DNA. Just we have to take the overview of the DNA center. Okay. So, but what I recommend you, so if you click on the, I think here or there is some. Okay, so this is what is better content to learn rather, because these are exam topics. You will never understand properly what topics we can learn. But if you go, even the best thing, you can go and check the book. Okay, that what topic should I learn? Okay, like we have to learn EIGRP fundamentals, EIGRP configuration modes, path metric calculation, all these things. And then advanced EIGRP chapter 3. Then we can troubleshoot EIGRP, then EIGRP for version 6. Okay, so just understand the first five chapters are related to EIGRP. My voice has a bass today. Okay, OSPF, then OSPF chapter, you can see OSPF fundamentals, configuration. So mostly all of the topics we will be going to cover. Okay, and according to the industry designs. Okay, and other way you can start here also, like configure EIGRP, named mode. This is the simple syllabus what we can learn. Okay, so we can learn and we can copy paste here also. Okay, so let me create a card. Okay, so let me write the name here. Topics to be covered. topics to, so that you on the first day you understand that what we have to cover. Okay. Okay. So in mostly every topic we will be going to cover. Okay. And some extra content, if it is required, I'll share with you also. Okay. So now what is the prerequisite? आपको क्या आना चाहिए पहले से? What you should have basic knowledge of LAN. Okay, at least you should know basic VLAN fundamentals. You should know about some network fundamentals like OSI model, TCP IP, and general understanding how devices. And if you have already CCNA knowledge, okay, then it is also a good thing. Okay, so these are the labs, like you can learn about EIGRP basic configuration. Okay, we have to, like, let's say the lab outline. So these are the labs, what we have to perform. Okay, so okay, so these are the labs. So like EIGRP को पहले हमने पढ़ना है. We have to learn the EIGRP configuration. Now there are two modes: classic mode, what we will cover today, and the named mode I'll try to cover today, or maybe let's say like we'll cover this tomorrow. Okay, we will understand today EIGRP topology, EIGRP stub routing summarization. These topics will cover next week. Okay, because we have only classes on Monday and Tuesday. I'm sure everybody know the schedule, that we are on Monday and Tuesday. Okay, and the timing is at around 9:30 p.m. Okay, class run at around 12 p.m. Okay, so 2.5 hours approx, Monday and Tuesday only. So then till after EIGRP, then we have to cover OSPF for IPv4, IPv6. So now when you see OSPF version 3, this is the latest version, but we will cover the basic OSPF also. Okay, like we will cover OSPF also, OSPF version 3 also. Then we have to understand link state database, which is very, very important. Okay, then troubleshoot authentication, configure OSPF issues, troubleshoot OSPF issues, sorry, manipulate redistribution. This is like how EIGRP, OSPF can talk to each other. Then we have a topic called PBR, policy based routing. Like, suppose you want to forward your website traffic from Airtel, but you want to forward your maybe email traffic from ISP2. Are you getting my point? That like email वाली traffic आपको ISP2 से भेजनी है. Okay, website traffic you want to forward from ISP1, email traffic you want to forward from ISP2. That we can achieve with the PBR, which is called policy based routing. Policy based routing. So it's a good topic. And after that, we will be going to learn the BGP. So BGP is very vast here, that we have to learn IBGP, which is very important. EBGP, like how companies connect with different companies. Then BGP path selection. Okay, advanced features of BGP, route reflectors. Okay, how to configure that, and multi-protocol BGP, which is related to MPLS and BGP. Okay, and troubleshoot BGP issues. And then we have DMVPN topic, which is again a good topic. And automatically, you will understand not VRF. I will show you this topic also, configure MPLS layer 3 VPN. This is a topic from my side. This is not in the syllabus, but still we will be going to cover that. Okay, some topics about URPF. URPF is like unique cast reverse path forwarding, and I can't see COPP नहीं दिख रहा अब यहाँ पे. Okay, so these are the lab basically, and some topics like COPP or some basic explain how packets. So whenever you see explain, that you need to understand only theory part. But when there is a lab, you can see there was no lab of MPLS, but I have added from my side. Okay, so this is the like overview what we have to learn today. Okay, so let's configure the first topic today without any further delay. Configure EIGRP with classic mode. So today we will be going to cover EIGRP classic mode. Okay, so let's open the lab directly. No time waste. Okay. Okay, so you can perform this lab in Packet Tracer also. You can use GNS3. And if you have already enrolled in networkings, you can do the same lab in the racks also. Okay. Now, when you join the NRC. I think, like, let me just hold on. Okay. Okay, so I'll be giving you one lab guide, okay, which I'm going to copy in your notes also. Okay, under the CCNP and RC. So this is the lab guide what I'm sharing with you all today. Okay. So now when you download this, okay, so you will see this is the first lab, static routing. If you want to do static routing, I think you already have this knowledge. Please do this lab yourself, static routing. Okay, but this is the lab 2 what we will be going to cover. So when you log in into the servers, okay, because and how you will get this username and password. Okay, so you will get the username password from networkings. Okay, please check your emails properly, and if you have not got it, then please contact support team. Okay, you go to your website, learn.nwkings. This is where you will watch all your videos and the live portal for your all live classes, and go to contact us, and there is a support team. Just click here and contact support team for if you guys get into any lab issue or something. Okay, and please contact between 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. After 6:30 p.m., we are not available. Okay, then your problem will be fixed the next day. Okay. Okay, so once you got your lab access, just log in. And now what lab guide is showing you, जो lab guide दी है, what lab access. So you can see lab 2, number lab 2. And now you go to this section which is called routing. And under the lab 2, you have to look after. Lab 2 कहाँ पे? Lab 2, lab 2, lab 2. You can control F and search for lab 2. You can see EIGRP basic and open this lab. Okay, so now you can see the same lab what we have created here. Okay, this is the same lab what we will be going to learn today. Okay, because I believe we should learn the lab first and then theory so that you get an idea. This is my way of teaching. Okay, so now consider what is EIGRP, that all four routers will share information with each other. Okay, so even the configuration is written over here. Okay, so now first of all, I'll go and start the devices. Start, start and start. Okay, very simple. So, and when you open these devices, okay, I'm not able to check your chat messages right now. I'll check, don't worry. And if I miss your chat message also, please message again. Okay, sometimes when I'm in class, I can't teach and read at the same time, right? But I'll keep checking your messages at specific 10 intervals, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like that. Yes, Kashish, I have already shared the book. Okay, the latest CCNP book also I have to buy and then I'll share with you. Okay, अभी मुझे खुद खरीदनी पड़ेगी तुम्हारे लिए. I don't have right now. I have the old version. Okay, but I want you to learn from the latest version. Okay, so now you can see the lab is ready. Four routers are ready, and these are the consoles. Select all and just drag outside, and now you have a console ready in the web browser only. You do not have to go anywhere. You can do labs from your office. You can do labs anywhere. Okay, but you should have a laptop. Okay, don't expect labs run on mobile phones. Okay, so now this is R1, R2, R3, चार router है. Okay, we have four routers and these four routers will share information with each other. So what is the logic? I have created a loop back here. What is loop back? I don't have physical interface here. है ना? I don't have this cable. So for testing, I will create a virtual interface here. Okay. And I will add this in EIGRP so that all routers will get this information. Okay. And there are four other loopbacks we can create on R1. So basically funda is simple, that consider these loopbacks are the LAN network. These are the LAN network of R4 and these are the LAN network of R1. Okay. So now what is my goal? That we will be able to ping from this router to loopback. Okay, all routers should able to ping loopback, and all routers should be able to ping the R1 networks also. Okay, so we do not have LAN interfaces here. So when you are doing routing topics like EIGRP, OSPF, so we have to imagine that there are LAN networks, and that we can do with loopbacks. So loopbacks are like testing virtual interfaces. Okay, so that maybe in future, because right now, suppose I have four branches, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. So first, what I'm doing, I'm connecting my all four routers, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. And after that, in future, maybe after 2 months, 3 months, I will build my LAN network also. So till the time my LAN devices are on the way, okay, we have ordered Cisco devices, we will build a LAN network. But right now, I'm making sure, I'll make sure that दिल्ली मुंबई चेन्नई कोलकाता ऑल फोर ब्रांचेस विल कनेक्ट टुगेदर. ठीक है. तो मैं हिंदी में भी बता देता हूँ कि भाई हम चार ब्रांच ऑफिस के नेटवर्क बना रहे हैं. तो लैन नेटवर्क हमने डिवाइसेस ऑर्डर करे हैं, फ्यूचर में आएंगे समझ लो. तो अभी फ्यूचर में आएंगे, टेस्टिंग कैसे करें, अभी तो लूप बैक से हम टेस्टिंग करेंगे. ओके, वी विल बी यूजिंग लूप बैक फॉर टेस्टिंग. Okay, so that we will be able to understand in future when these LAN networks will actually come in my devices, the routers will be able to ping each other. Because what is routing? Language between routers is routing. Very simple. So what is routing? That language between routers, how routers talk to each other. Okay, so routers talk to each other with the help of dynamic routing. Okay, so which routing? Dynamic routing. And there are different protocols under dynamic routing. Okay, so if I show you right now, okay, so there are different. So right now, if I show you directly these big charts, you will be clueless and you will be confused. Okay, that what is repo, SPF, EIGRP. So right now, what I am trying to say, so just understand in a simple language that routers talk to each other, and what is my goal that we will be able to ping each other. Okay, so let's do the lab first. Okay, you will automatically understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so guys, you can see the R1, R2, R3, R4, all four routers are here. Okay, and we will going to write the configuration in a notepad. Okay, so the notepad is text editor. Okay, so let me increase the size. Let me turn off the grammar. Okay, and let's start. Enable config T host name R1, right? And copy this because we have to configure four routers. Okay, so host name R2, host name R3, host name R4. This is how you do bulk configuration, copy paste and write configurations. After that, we have interface FA00. Okay, and the IPs between R1 and R3, there is a network 13 because 1, 3, 13. 2, 4, like 3 and 4, 34, 2 and 4, 24, 1 and 2, 12. This is how I'm using subnets. So this is a good nomenclature. It's a good way to just give subnet because sometimes when we do lab, we get confused. What IP should I use? So I just simply say 192.168 because after 192.168, the third octet is all different. Okay, like here we have 13, 12, 34, and these all are class C. Okay, so that's why there is no problem. Okay, so interface, now this is 13. So router is router 1. So I'm giving IP address 192.168.13.1 because this is router 1. So I'm using dot 1 in the last. Very simple, no shutdown. Very simple lab. FA01. Now tell me what subnet we have 1 and 2, 12. So IP address 192.168.12.1 because this is router 1. Okay, in industry, maybe the IPs are different, but I am here to give IPs in such a way so that you understand the concept. Okay, don't get confused in IP addresses. Use always simple addressing. Once you understand the topic from very basic, then you can give any IP, then you will not be confused. Okay. Now you can see we have four different networks. Here we will create loopbacks. Okay, like interface, loopback, zero. So loopback start from 0 to 4 million something. You can create millions of loopbacks. Okay, but it start from zero. You can give 1, 10, 20, whatever. So I'm starting from zero, IP address 192.168. Again, this is router 1, so I'm here giving 0.1. I'll explain loopback more, don't worry. Okay, right now just consider these are testing interfaces. Consider these are my departments. Maybe in future I have sales, marketing, support, okay, or admin, four departments. So this network belongs to my sales department. This is for marketing department 1.1. Okay, so then we have support department, which is maybe loopback 2, and here the subnet is 2.1. We have loopback 3, which is like 3.1. Okay, and it is not mandatory. If you are using 3 here, you have to take 3 here. No, you can take 30 also, 20 also, 29 also. But just for the easy, I'm just giving 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now these are my testing interfaces. Okay, so that in future when you have these type of networks, subnet mask is not wrong. This is correct. Okay, so if you want, you can give 255 also. Okay, but you should know exactly that for loopback, I'm here to explain the loopback. Okay, but it's not mandatory to always give 255 because all 255 means one single IP. But why I'm giving zero here? Because I'm representing a network here. That's why I'm giving zero here. So I'm saying that we have /24 here, not 30 something. Okay, if we have given 25 here, okay, so that's your choice, but I'll go that you should go with the basic 24 only. I think you get confused here. Okay, and in the lab guide only we have added one loopback. This is additional in the lab. If you do not want, your choice. Okay, but if you want, you can configure. Okay, that's your choice. But right now in the lab guide only 4 loopback is there. Okay, and we have not given the basic IP addressing configuration directly. We have added EIGRP because we expect you to at least you know how to give IP addressing. Okay, so R2, after that FH01, IP address 192.168.12.2. This is router 2, so all subnets end with 2. Very simple. Interface FH00, IP address 192.168.24.2. Okay, so loopbacks are not required, no shutdown. Okay, so loopbacks are virtual interfaces. So once you create loopbacks, you do not have to give no shutdown command because they are virtual interfaces. They automatically come up. So once you create a loopback, automatically the loopback comes up. Okay, but physical interfaces are down by default. So you have to give no shutdown. Okay, to shut down the physical interface. So here FH00 where we have to keep 24.2 and there is no loopback required in R2. So then we have hostname R3 and in R3, so FH00 is 13.3. This is router 3, so 13.3 and FH01, you have 34.3. 34.3, 13.3, very simple. Again, let's go with the router 4. राउटर 4 पर चलते हैं. राउटर 4 FH00 24.24.4 because router 4 है and FH01 34.4. Very simple. And we have one loopback here 444. So interface loopback 0, IP address 4.4.4. You can give 4 also, 1 also, whatever. Okay, but I'm using /24. That's it. We all are okay with the basic config, right? And if you want, I can copy the screenshot and go and add the lab here so that you can refer this. Okay, and I'm also giving you the basic IP addressing configuration so that you do not miss this. Okay, so timely, all nodes will be yours. Okay. So we can say this is EIGRP EIGRP lab, okay, or EIGRP basic lab, okay. लो भाई पहुंच गया तुम्हारा ये सारा। Okay, so basic lab is here, basic IP is here, and rest all configuration you can check from the lab guide. Okay, so now, so what is going to happen? One, we have to assign, because I have given in the notepad. Now I'm going to copy paste. Okay, so copy router one. So Control Alt Shift. Okay, so because how this is HTML console, the copy paste will not work. So you have to say Control Alt Shift, or if you are using MacBook, Option Shift and Command. Okay, so click on text input, and here you are going to copy paste all the configuration. So you can see we have given the IPs, everything. Router is okay, and automatically the interfaces are coming up. You can verify also by typing show IP interface brief. Okay, तो यहाँ दिख रहा है आपको, देखो guys, देखो देखो, we have both the interfaces 13.1 and 12.1, and router has this information 12 and 13. So I think we have not added loopbacks. So loopbacks are missing. So we have to copy paste the loopbacks also. So I missed to copy. So again, Control Alt Shift text input. Okay, but I have to say config T and then paste the loopbacks. So now you can see we have added the loopbacks also. All four loopbacks automatically came up once we created. Okay, and we can verify this with the show IP interface brief, and we have almost six interfaces. Two are physical interfaces and four are virtual interfaces. But still, router do not care what is my physical or virtual. Router only understand that all my interfaces will go in the routing table. So now you can see whether it is physical, whether it is directly connected. Router is saying, I know about these six networks. Yes or no? राउटर क्या कह रहा है यहाँ पे कि भाई मुझे तो अब छह के छह नेटवर्क्स के बारे में पता है. आई नो अबाउट दी सिक्स नेटवर्क्स. आई डू नॉट केयर वेदर दे आर फिजिकल और वाई और वर्चुअल. आई ओनली नो दैट आई हैव सिक्स इंटरफेसेस, सिक्स नेटवर्क्स इन माय राउटिंग टेबल. ओके, सो दीज आर कॉल्ड नेटवर्क आईडीज, है ना, बिकॉज द फर्स्ट आईपी एड्रेस ऑफ द सबनेट इज कॉल्ड नेटवर्क आईडी. So these are the home addresses of all your networks. Okay. So the same way we go to R2 and copy paste. I'm sure till now basic IP addressing going on. So you might not have any doubt. Okay, so Control Alt Shift, text input. Okay, so I copy paste here. I think enable hatana tha. Okay, because enable is already enable. IP address basic config done. Router 3. So easy, yaar. Very simple lab. Okay, so text input and paste. Okay, so router 3 is also done. And if you do not like copy paste, na, you can directly type in the router. But in production networks, we mostly use notepads. That's why I want you to have a habit of putting the configuration in notepad and then copy paste. Because in the production network, we always use notepads and then copy paste the configuration. Because when you copy paste from the notepad, these are your logs, that what you are typing in the router. Okay, so this is a good practice. Okay, and you can see we have created loopback here. And this router has how many interfaces? Three, two physical interfaces and one virtual interfaces. So remember, we have given 4441. So now tell me, do you think, do you think we will be able to ping from router one? क्या तुम्हें लगता है that we will be able to ping from router 1 to loopback of router 4? Do you think we will be able to ping without routing? नो, नीड राउटिंग, राइट? तो हमें क्या चाहिए भैया? पैकेट। ओके, व्हाट वी नीड? पैकेट्स। व्हाट पैकेट्स? व्हाट इंफॉर्मेशन? सो बेसिकली in static routing we have to do manual routing, है ना? So router 1 has to be informed for loopback 4. Then about these networks we have to manually add the static routes, if you remember. Okay, so very simple, like you go to config t ip route 4440, then subnet mask, then you put the next hop. So this is all like complicated little bit because we have to know the destination network. हमें destination के बारे में पता होना चाहिए. Okay, we should know about the destination networks. But if your company is bigger, do you think every time you will check, okay, what networks we have in Mumbai, what networks we have in Chennai? So obviously you do not have time. You focus on sharing your networks with each other. So basically now, even if you don't know what is your destination, that what should you add in the routing table, you just have to advertise. You have to advertise means you have to only inform about your networks. And when everyone start informing about each other, they will automatically share information with each other, and that's what we call dynamic routing, because all routers sharing information with each other after whenever there is update. So all the routers are forwarding information with each other, and these are called dynamic routing protocols. So these protocols are dynamic routing protocols. And the first one we are learning is EIGRP, OSPF. Okay. And BGP is also like dynamic routing, but it is in the different category. Okay. So there was a protocol called RIP, which is obsolete. Okay. No need to learn this. But if you are Vela, right, if you have time, 5-10 minutes or 1 hour, 2 hour, you can learn RIP also, because in very small routers, RIP protocol is still there. Okay, but production companies are not using RIP because it has a limit of 15 routers only. So after 15, 16 routers, RIP will not work. So the most important protocol, OSPF. Okay, like 80 to 90% companies are using OSPF, but EIGRP is also used anywhere. Okay, and it's a part of our content, so we have to learn that. Okay, simple. So now dynamic routing, forwarding of packets with each other. Exchange of routing information with each other is called dynamic routing. Okay. So if you ask me one liner, that if anybody asks you in interview, sir, what is dynamic routing? What should I say in the interview? तो एक ही line बताऊंगा. Okay. So what is dynamic routing? Okay. Exchange of routing information. Exchange of routing information between the routers. Okay, exchange of routing information between the routers is known as routing. Exchange of routing information automatically. Okay, so done automatically means that you do not have to do anything. Automatically, routers, obviously, basic configuration is required. But once you are done, anything happens wrong. Suppose this is my department and this network goes down. If this network goes down, suppose this is my LAN network. So do you want that router 4 should inform all routers that my network is down? क्या आप चाहते हैं जब इसका नेटवर्क डाउन हो जाए तो ये सबको बताए? Do you want if the LAN network goes down, the router should update other routers? If yes, then dynamic routing is for you. Okay. So the other line. Okay, so whenever there is an update, router inform other routers using packets. Okay, so there are some packets which we'll be discussing. Exchange of routing information. And what is routing, by the way? What is routing? Forwarding of packets, forwarding of packets from one router to or one network to another. Okay, one network to another network is known as routing. Okay, and there are three types of routing. I hope you remember three types of routing. So one is called static routing, which you already know. Default routing, which might you know, okay, or go and revise that. Okay, and then we have dynamic routing protocols. And today we are learning that EIGRP. Okay. So so now these dynamic routing protocols like EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, all these. Okay, so what they do, exchange of routing information automatically. So if you see dynamic routing, and if we click on the images, so you will see that, yeah, this is the better one. Okay, so if you check about dynamic routing, so it's a big list. Okay, so now you can see in dynamic routing, we have IGP and EGP. Okay, so IGP stand for Interior Gateway Protocol, which interior means the protocols which work inside the company, and EGP stand for Exterior Gateway Protocol. So IGP and EGP, they are category. Okay, and these are also like algorithms, distance vector algorithms, link state algorithm, and there is a hybrid which is like EIGRP only, and path vector algorithm. Okay, which algorithm they work on. So RIP is actually very old one. Okay, still if you want, you can learn that. Okay. And IGRP, which is obsolete, IGRP is now EIGRP. IGRP stand for Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. And this is enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. Okay, BGP is Border Gateway Protocol. This is for the different companies. Okay, IGP, EGP. So what is IGP versus EGP protocol? So like company inside the company, what they do? Okay, so inside the company, if you take the screenshot of this, okay. So a routing protocol operates within the company or which is in the company because every company has a number. Because in BGP, I'll explain you in BGP very well what is AS number and all. But right now you can consider that every big company has a number called AS number. And this AS number means one company. Okay, every company has AS number. So inside the company, when you run any protocol, that is RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, these are protocol. But when one company connect with another company, so it means when two different AS number talk to each other, like Airtel, okay, like one of the ISP, you want to connect ISP with your router, then we have to use one protocol that is BGP because exterior gateway protocol. तो जब आप बाहर वाले बंदे से कनेक्शन करते हो, outside the company is called exterior gateway protocol. Only one protocol in the market, BGP, and interior has many option: RIP, OSPF, EIGRP, IGP. Okay. BGP is very old protocol, but there are a lot of technologies in the market today. Okay. I was reading about segment routing, which is the best thing in the market today, what people should know when they are in the ISP. Okay. Like earlier it was MPLS. Okay. But now the segment routing is the next big thing in the market. Okay. Is that अभी ना एमपीएलएस में पढ़ाना पड़ेगा तुम्हें पहले आई थिंक यू शुड लर्न अबाउट EIGRP OSPF MPLS but it's a technology that we know where to forward the path and we will forward one packet and in every packet we will have segments. Okay, basically the router one already know how to go to R6 step by step. That's a next level technology that R1 already know where he wants to go, like Google Map. And a Google Map already know where to go. Like if I want to go from Delhi to Jaipur, it will it will show you the traffic everywhere. But what if the Google Map will show you how much toll you are going to pay, how much like maybe fast food restaurants will come in the road, what we call. Everything is not showing in the Google Maps, right? That maybe you have to search yourself little bit, but just imagine if you know everything. Okay, that okay, I want to go from this side. If the traffic is there on the top path, I'll go from another path. So it's like very advanced thing, which is segment routing, and the ISP company, the people who are working in the ISP domain must learn segment routing after MPLS. Without MPLS, without RSVP, segment routing is tough to learn. Okay. So it's a, just ignore if you are just new. Okay. So just I was talking about the latest thing. At least you should make notes whenever I give you some ideas that okay, after my CCNA, CCNP, okay, I have to learn some segment routing topic, okay, or maybe uh, these topics we teach in the CCNP service provider. Okay, segment spelling गलत कर दिए. Okay, so segment routing. Now you can see the segment routing is like on packages 30 to 40 lakhs, Hitachi, and mostly everyone. Like if you see the big companies, ये जो 5 लाख पे सेगमेंट राउटिंग मांग रहे हैं, ये शायद गलत ही मांग रहे हैं. Okay, but because they are asking about these are ISP domain, but uh, somewhere people have written maybe segment routing. Okay, research papers are also there. Okay, so I'm just motivating you to just don't stick to these small topics. EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, what we are learning now. So this is like everybody knows right now. Mostly every network engineer knows about this stuff. So at least you have to be expert in this domain. So once you are very good at EIGRP, OSPF, BGP, MPLS, then you can try latest technologies. Okay. So that's why I'm telling you latest technology is little far away from you right now. So whatever you are learning today, it's very, very important. Don't feel like this is a topic. Feel like this is what I must do. तो ये मुझे करने ही करने हैं, because this is the basic parameters, basic topics to learn in as a network guy. Okay. If you want to get into cyber security or maybe other field, then you can take this lightly. But if you really want to become a network engineer or a network security engineer, then you must know these topics very, very, very well. Okay. Okay. So coming back to the configuration. Okay, so we have given the basic commands, right? So EIGRP basic overview you also got, that what is routing, dynamic routing. So we are learning EIGRP, and we are running how we can connect our offices. Now you consider the 4 routers here. We have the same topology today, what we are doing today. आज मैं वही बता रहा हूँ तुम्हें. Okay, this topology means Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. Like these are 4 cities in India, and we are going to configure all the devices. Okay, very, very simple. Let's start with the last, maybe router 2. Router 1 I'll show you also. Router 2 से शुरू करते हैं. So router 2, how many networks I have, tell me. So we have to say router EIGRP. Okay, then just give any AS number. So now you must be thinking every company has a AS number. Okay, that is used in BGP. But the EIGRP of AS number do not matter. So but yes, if you are giving here one number, you have to use all 4 routers one. If you give here 10, then you have to make sure all routers are in EIGRP 10. So it is a number which go in every packet. Okay, go in every packet means that when I send you information, because I told you that routers share information with the packet. So when I share my packet with router 2, I put my AS number 10. And when I say I'm AS10, then only router 2 will accept the packet. If router 2 is not having AS number 10, the router will reject the packet, because the router should have the same AS number. Okay. So that's why, but this is not mandatory that you use the same AS number what you get from ISP. Okay. So AS of, because EIGRP is internal protocol. Internal protocol means that you do not run EIGRP with ISP. Okay, with any company. No. Because if you have ISP, अगर आपके पास कोई ISP है, if you have any like ISP, maybe like let's say Airtel in India. Okay, so you will not run EIGRP with Airtel. There we only use one protocol, that is BGP. Okay, or maybe you can use default routing, but here we will not use EIGRP. Okay, so I hope you understand. Hmm. So let's make this lab more engaging. So what we can do here, I'll go to R2. Okay, let's complete this first. Okay, so let's go to router AGRP 10. So remember, AS number should be same on all the routers. Okay, AS number क्या होता है? Every company is assigned AS number when you use BGP. But when you talk about EIGRP AS number, it is like your like consider it is like a number which should be unique in all four routers. Okay, unique means same in all the routers. Okay, but it should be one number. Like EIGRP 10 है तो 10 देना है. Okay, 1 है तो 1 देना है. Okay, so it is like one between 1 to 65,535. You can use any number, but all router in your company you should use the same number. Okay, so router EIGRP 10 I am using. Okay, and after that you just have to tell me how many networks I have. अपने networks के बारे में बताना है. What network should I have? What networks I have? 192.160. Just type the network ID. I have 12.0. Very good. And I have 192.168.24.0. Very simple. And just have to say no auto summary. What is this no auto summary? This means if you have any subnet, suppose if this is 24, then it will go by default as 24. Okay. So if I change this to 128, maybe slash 25. Okay. So if I change this to slash 25, so by default auto summary is on. By default auto summary is on. Okay. So auto summary क्या करता है? What is auto summary? If it is slash 25, it will automatically make this by default. And by default, what is this? Class C. And class C by default subnet mask is 24. So if you have slash 25 and if you have auto summary on, the slash 25 will, as a auto summary, will go as what? Slash 24, which is not good thing, right? For my company. But right now, if subnetting is not in your company, then it will not create any issue. But if you have any network with, you have divided network with subnetting, and auto summary will make your 25, 24. Auto summary will make your slash 26 also as a 24. So it means auto summary just combine all the network automatically. Auto summarization combine all the networks together. That's why all 25, 26 will become 24. But here what I'm doing, if you want to support subnetting, if you have slash 25, let's say this is 25. Okay, so just for practice, you can change this to 25 if you want. Okay, and if I change here, go to my loopback 3, config T, interface loopback 3, I think. 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 3 IP address 192.168.3.1, 255.255.255.128. So now when I'm sharing my networks with the, I'll show you. Okay, but right now, I've done only router 2. Let's do now. No, remember, I have not given the not a summary yet. I'll tell you why we give. Okay. So now we go to R1. R1 has many networks, right? R1 के पास तो बहुत है. R1 has 412.0, right? R1 has 13.0. And we also have loopback. Then we can type all the loopbacks. 192.168.0.0. Okay. Then we have 1.0. We have 2.0. We have 3.0. Okay. And by default, auto summary is on, right? So if I go here on R1 and go to config and paste this router EIGRP, so you can see I have not given the not a summary. I just added my all networks and I go to router 2, which is my other router. राउटर टू का बस ये कॉन्फ़िग है, और राउटर टू इज जस्ट बेसिक 2-3 लाइन्स. इनेबल, make sure you copy paste in the config mode. Okay, so now we have done EIGRP, and you can see automatically the new neighborship came up. There is a message, we became the neighbor, and automatically what will happen within just a fraction of seconds, router 1 share all networks with router 2, and router 2 share all networks with router 1. And this is because of EIGRP update packet. So how they are sharing with each other, all these networks, how they are sharing. Okay, so that is going, and let's see router 2 got all the packet, all the subnets or not. Because what is routing protocol? Sharing of routing information. So with this, these all networks are my routing information. I'll share with router 2. Okay, let's see if router 2 got the show IP route. So now you can see, guys, we are getting with the DEAGRP because D stand for dual algorithm. Okay, so the D stand for D represents the dual algorithm which we will be discussing used by EIGRP. That's why there is a symbol of D. Okay, because that E symbol, because E stand like C means connected, static is S, RIP is R. Then why EIGRP is not E? Because there was a protocol very old days, EGP, which is now replaced by BGP. So E symbol is taken by some protocol EGP, which is not used nowadays. That's why EIGRP has a symbol D. So the D stand for dual algorithm. Okay, which is like algorithm which prevents the loop prevention in the EIGRP. We'll discuss about dual algorithm. Okay, but D means EIGRP. So now what you see, this network also I'm getting from EIGRP. 0 0 also, 1 also, 2 also, but 3 is coming from /24. Because what is happening in the router 1, very important command what I'm showing you, show IP protocols. So here you see that I'm running EIGRP 10, and here there is a thing called automatic address summarization is in effect. Automatic network summarization effect में है. If automatic summarization is in effect, what will happen? 3.0 will go as a /24. But if I go to R1 and say again, router EIGRP 10, just give note a summary after the commands also or before, whatever your choice. But I have disabled the summary. And now if I check show IP protocols, now you can see automatic network summarization is not in effect. Now not in effect means router 2 will get /25. We got it 25. Yes, that's important. So make sure router 2 is not sending any network which is /25. So it is your choice you want to configure here or not. But what I recommend, if you disable not a summary, auto summary, then it is better to configure this everywhere. Okay, not a summary, give all in all the routers. Make a habit so that you do not miss the important subnets. Because if you give /24, 25, it will go 24. But if not a summary is given, then it will go as it is, whatever it is. Okay. So if it is /25, it will go as a /25. So that's why it's better to use not a summary instead auto summary. Auto summary is not required because that is by default. So I'm writing here so that I can add no further. Okay, very simple. Now router 4 is easy. Router 1, router 2 connected. Now router 3, very simple. We go to router EIGRP 10 network 192.168.13.0, and then we have 34.0. Okay, no auto summary. Okay. And then we have router 4. Here we have three networks. router EIGRP 10, network 192.168.24.0, network 192.168.34.0, no auto summary. Okay, and there is a loop back also 444. So network 4440. That's it. Okay. So this is router 3. Okay, I'm checking your chat messages. Just hold on after this config. इतनी इजी है ना ये. एएस नंबर पे कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है. एएस नंबर इज जस्ट अ बेसिक नंबर that all routers should have the same number. That's it. Okay, don't get confused about AS number. BGP में पढ़ेंगे एक्चुअल में AS number क्या होता है. Okay, BGP will actually make you understand what is exactly AS number. Here in EIGRP, कि AS number, consider it as just a unique number. Okay, so we have done. All neighborships came up. All the best thing about EIGRP believes in neighborship. Even we humans are not good at neighbors. Okay, but routers are very good at neighbors. They f- they keep discussing with each other. They keep helping with each other. Yes, this is EIGRP basic classic mode. Yeah, Shehbaz, unique number means any one number. Okay, unique, I think that is contradicting my statement. So very simple, if we use EIGRP, all should have the same number. That's what I'm saying. सर शेयरिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन का कोई रियल टाइम एग्जांपल दे दो, मुझे थोड़ा अनक्लियर है. शेयरिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन अभी दिखाया ना. आप समझो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, that we have this network that is going to router 2. Router 2 is sharing with router 4. Router 4 is sharing with router 3. What will happen? Now consider this is your Delhi office sales team. Okay. So now consider, if you want to take more example, what we can do here. Let's say what if you want more real time, how to copy paste in community edition in my configuration commands. Narayana, you're talking about our labs or your labs? Sir, please repeat auto summary concept. Mukesh, very simple. Yes, Zahida, if we give not a summary, then all your subnets will go as it is. If it is 24, 25, it will go as 25. Okay. If you do not give not a summary, 25 will also become 24, which will create problem. Okay. Why we are creating loop back? Because I am focused on my topic, that is EIGRP. Because if I create a big LAN network, then VLANs, you will be all confused about EIGRP, right? So, but yes, if you feel like you want to do something like that, so basically in packet tracer, what you can do, let me tell you, आप क्या कर सकते हो वो भी मैं बता देता हूँ. Okay, so if you want extra practice, what I recommend you, you take 4 routers. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you connect all of them together. Consider these are your Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. Okay, so now what loopbacks I created here, R1, R2, R3, R4. Let's say this is R1 Delhi. Okay, you can give any name. This is like R2, this is R3, this is R4 Mumbai or Chennai. Okay, so now this is the network we have in the topology. So now instead of loop back, if you are confused about loop back, then what I recommend you, you can take a multi-layer switch here. Okay, आप यहाँ multi-layer ले लो भाई. Okay, and if you have any cable problem, just go to router Shut down the router, add the slot NM2FE network module 2 fast Ethernet. 2 extra Ethernet ports turn on. Okay, and here you can do the same thing. Here between multi-layer switches, you can have multiple departments like maybe sales, marketing, okay, admin, whatever, right? So you can connect all your switches with the multi-layer switch, right? So this is like Delhi LAN network. Delhi का LAN network कैसे बनाओगे? Okay, so maybe you have a lot of department. These are your sales team members. Okay, so this is your sales laptops. Okay, like sales 1, sales 2, sales 3, sales 4. Okay, so you have the similar different department, maybe like marketing has multiple guys in different floor. Okay, so maybe this is your marketing 1, marketing 2, marketing 3, marketing 4. Okay, so these guys are actually connected to these devices. Maybe this is your ground floor switch. Okay, so this is maybe your first floor. First floor sales guy is also sitting. Marketing guys are also. This is your second floor. This is your maybe third floor or basement, whatever server room. कुछ भी करके. So now you understand that sales, marketing, sales, and then you have another department, accounts. अकाउंट्स वालों को लैपटॉप की जगह हमने कंप्यूटर दिया है, घर ना ले जाए अकाउंट्स हमारे. Accounts 1, accounts 2, accounts 3, accounts 4. Okay. And then there is a server room also. We have some servers. Okay. But I think server we will keep in one floor only. But still, you can consider on the ground floor, we have all server room and all devices are on the ground floor, also one server in third floor, maybe. Let's say it's a CCTV camera server, something like that. Okay. So now consider all these VLANs are in the subnet. Sales department you have given 1.0. Marketing you have given 2.0. Accounts department you have given 3.0. And server department you have given 4.0. Are you getting my point? So now I'm not teaching you EIGRP. I'm showing you how to build a LAN network, how to configure VLANs, inter VLAN. Then we talk about, because EIGRP is only between routers. So that's why we do not want to waste time here building the LANs, VLANs concept. Let's focus on EIGRP. Clear now? What is loopback? Yes? Yes. If you want, you already have VLAN knowledge, please go and create it. Okay. I'm not telling you to stop your knowledge. If you have EIGRP knowledge, we can configure on multi-layer switch also. Okay. If you get any problem, please ask me, I'll help you. But try to build your own labs also. I'm not saying just do our labs. We give you labs, you cover the basic knowledge, then you can try your labs also. Then only you will learn and troubleshoot the things properly. Okay. Already my lab is already done. Now I'm just showing you that if you are on router 4, can I ping my sales department? I go to router 4 and I ping my sales IP 0.1, right? So ping 192.168.0.1. Yes, I'm able to ping. Why? Because all these networks are coming in my router as EIGRP route. You can see that to go to this department, which is my Delhi sales department, I have two paths, one from 34.3, one from 30 means router 3, and one from 24.2, which is router 2. So एक router 3 से जा रहा है, एक router 2 से जा रहा है. The same way if I want to go to marketing department, admin department, or maybe server department, I have multiple paths, because to go from router 4 to the departments of router 1, you have multiple paths. One is this way and one is go from this path. So you have one path from router 2 to router 1, one path from router 3 to router 1. And EIGRP is considering both paths are good. दोनों रास्ते अच्छे हैं. Both paths are good. That's why it is load sharing. So you can see whenever you see a path with these two lines, it means it is called load balancing. Load balance or load sharing is better thing. Okay, and how we can test here if load balancing is actually happening? You can say trace route, and then you type the IP address of that network, and just type numeric for fast trace route. If you do not type numeric, the trace route will be very slow. So you can see when you say 34.3, again you see your IP. 34.3, again you see your IP, it is load balance. If I try see 1.1, so one IP in the hop, you will see again 34.3. Here also you see 34.3. So first packet here, second is going here, third is again going to 34.3. So the first packet goes to this router 3, second to the router 2, again the third packet going. This is how we can test if it is the load balancing going on or not. Okay. So abhi load balance ho raha hai. Okay. Load balancing is going on. Okay. So every time you can check like that. Okay, so now consider when you complete the lab here in Chennai also, you have a land department. Okay, maybe you have just one department, and that is maybe your server room or maybe something like, and there is a server 4444. Okay, and you connected your router Chennai with this. Okay, I hope you understand, right? So what is your goal? That this server should be able to ping all your departments. Okay, but the main concept is EIGRP here, that how my all four LAN networks are going to Mumbai. How these Mumbai networks are sharing with Chennai. How Chennai is sharing back to Bangalore. Okay, so basically the language between routers is called routing protocol. This is what is happening here right now. So all the routers are sharing information with each other. This is what I shown you. After that, if I again go to router 1 and run the command show IP protocols, so let's see what more information we have. Okay, so let's say there is a AD value internal 90, external 170. Okay, so there is a AD value. So what is AD value? Administrative distance. Administrative distance. Okay, so this is like trustworthiness of a routing table. I Trustworthiness of a routing table. Okay, like EIGRP has a AD value 790, and for external route is 170. OSPF has 110. So tell me 90 is better or 110 is better. So the lower the value, the higher the trust. The lower the value, like the value, the higher the trust. ओके तो जितना वैल्यू कम होगी उतना बेटर है ओके द लोअर द नंबर हायर द ट्रस्ट लाइक इफ यू टॉक अबाउट RIP 120 सो टेल मी इफ यू कॉन्फिगर OSPF also RIP also which protocol will be active in the routers by default EIGRP because EIGRP has the lowest number okay so AD values are trustworthiness of a routing table. Okay, and these are specific to different companies. Okay, because if you go and check in different brand, like maybe in Juniper, it is a different number. Okay, like let me add the big chart here. You can see if you talk about EIGRP, that is only in the Cisco because only Cisco device support EIGRP. And EIGRP has an internal 90, external 170, and there is a summary which we call 5 also. But focus on 90 more, okay? Because mostly all the routing protocols are internal, okay? And whenever you see all the updates you are getting is 90, you can see 90 because all these are your internal EIGRP routes, okay? When you learn redistribution, then I'll tell you what is 170, okay? Now, when it comes to like RIP, okay, which is another protocol, like we have 120 in the Cisco, Juniper has 100, and HP has 100, and Huawei also has a 100 number. Like when we talk about OSPF 110 in Cisco, and Juniper takes internal 10 and external 150, and HP and Huawei also has a number 10. Like when we talk about BGP, we have 20 and 200. In Juniper, it is 170. So now EIGRP 170. In Cisco, 170 is allocated to EIGRP. But in Juniper, BGP allocated 170. So don't get confused. Every protocol, every company has a different parameters. As we are learning Cisco, that's why we can say EIGRP has a AD value 90 and RIP has 120 and OSPF has 110. So when you talk about Cisco, who is going to win the election? EIGRP. Okay. And when it comes to Juniper, okay, between RIP and between OSPF internal, OSPF is going to win the election. Okay, when it comes to HP and Huawei, 100 is RIP and OSPF is 10. So OSPF is always going to win because everywhere, every protocol company, every manufacturer know OSPF is better than RIP. That's why in every company, OSPF number is lower than other brands. Okay, are you getting my point? And and OSPF is even considered better than ISIS. There is a ISS protocol, which is a service provider protocol, intermediate system to intermediate system. If you learn very well OSPF, ISIS will be piece of cake for you. Okay, like it is going to be very easy to learn ISIS also. So यहाँ देखो, so we have just a 5 number difference, 110 and 115. And if you configure both, OSPF is going to win the election. But again, in Cisco, EIGRP is going to beat everyone. EIGRP is Cisco protocol, and EIGRP has the best administrative distance in Cisco. But if you have static route, which is like the best, which is one in the Cisco, Juniper consider 5 for static route, HP is 1, Huawei 60. पता नहीं Huawei वालों ने 60 क्यों किया. Okay, but Cisco has 1. Okay, so Cisco say manual configuration is always better. So if you have, as a network engineer, if you configure static route, then static route will be considered. ठीक है, तो अगर आप static route दे दो ना, अभी एग्जांपल देता हूं. If I go to a topology again and 4 network I have added in the EIGRP. But if I go to R1, yeah, let's go to R1. And instead of, you can see 4 I'm getting from router 3 and router 2. But what I'll do, I add a static route for the same. Okay. And I'm saying I'm getting from 13.3. So now tell me, if I add this entry, do you think the EIGRP route will be visible here in the routing table? No, because the static route has a AD value 1 and EIGRP has a AD value 90. So let's add. So once I add, so what will happen from the routing table, that EIGRP route is gone and static route added. And once I remove the static route again, because I remove the static route, so the second best path will come and visible in the routing table again. Can you see that? Yes. How can I connect a router in Delhi to a router in Mumbai using EIGRP? Do I need a physical cable? Yes, Nasif. All these cables, what we are using here, ये cable हमें कौन देगा? ये this connectivity is given by ISP, but this is not internet connection. These are private connections, or maybe you can say these are your MPLS connections. So what is MPLS? That you can connect all your offices together. Okay. But right now, let's focus how routing protocol work. Once you understand, then we can talk about MPLS. Okay. So MPLS क्या है? समझो एक like connection between your all branch offices together. It's like your private links. MPLS is a technology used by ISP to give you private links. समझ आ रहा है? Sanjeev, let me, if different vendor devices are connected, what will have? Then OSPF you can use, Sanjeev. Cisco will show you 110, right? And Juniper router will, for the same route, will show you 10 number. Please tell about internal, external. When a different protocol, अभी तुम्हें प्रोटोकॉल भी नहीं आते ना यार, मैं कैसे समझाऊं तुम्हें? Okay, so right now consider when you learn EIGRP, then you learn OSPF. When how EIGRP will talk to OSPF? For EIGRP, OSPF routes are external, and for OSPF, EIGRP routes are external. EIGRP, EIGRP routes are internal. OSPF, OSPF routes are internal. Different protocol के रूट्स जब आते हैं, डिफरेंट प्रोटोकॉल रूट्स आर कंसिडर्ड एक्सटर्नल रूट्स. क्लियर? यस अभी. By forwarding detection, BFD, I think you are asking. BFD is a different concept. Again, it's an add-on if you want to do. Want to connect R1 and R4 with the R2 router using AGRP. Want to connect R1 and R4. Yes, yes. R1 come to know from R4. R1 come to know about R4 from R2 only. R2 is because I remember, see, there are three tables. No, no, without R2 is not possible. We have to either go. See, in AGRP, there are three tables. तुम मुझे थ्योरी ना पढ़ने दे. अभी तुम्हें कॉन्सेप्ट धीरे धीरे समझ आएंगे ना. So understand the logic, guys. This is the most important thing here. In EIGRP, there are three tables. How many? Three. Okay, so EIGRP क्या करता है? सबसे पहले that EIGRP makes the first table neighbor. Okay, like R1 will go, and how many neighbors we have directly connected? R2 and R3. So R1 will create a table. Show IP EIGRP neighbor is the command. That okay, 13.3 router 3 and router 2 are my neighbors. Yes or no? Right? So R1 is building a neighbor table first. Right? You can see this is my neighbor. R1 is saying R2 and R3 both are my neighbors because they are also in the same AS number. First we built what? सबसे पहले हमने क्या बनाया भाई? Neighbor table, right? We have built the neighbor table. After that, when all routers have neighbors, all neighbor share their information, okay, like their routes, everything. Okay, all the neighbors are going to share their networks. These networks I will share with router 2. Router 2 will share 24 with me. Router 1 will share these networks with router 3. Router 3 will share 34 to me. Right? So basically, all the routers are sharing all the networks and building a table that is called a topology table. Which table? That whatever networks, जितने भी नेटवर्क हमारे पास आ रहे हैं, all the networks of my network, I am going to store in the net table called topology table. Okay, topology means first I will make neighbor table. All neighbors share information with each other. All that information I'll store in the topology table. Then we check, okay, to go to this path, how many successor we have. Successor means that best path. So now for this path, I have two best paths. For this path, I have only one best path. For this path, I have only one best path. But there are networks where we have two paths also. Like दो रास्ते भी हैं कहीं जाने के लिए, है ना? कई जगह पे जाने के लिए हमारे पास एक एक रास्ता है. Okay, to go to this destination, we have two paths and one path. One best path is called successor. If you have two best path, we are called two successor. And for other networks, we have only one successor everywhere. Okay. And this value, there is a FD value which we have to understand. Okay. It is like a cost you can consider in EIGRP. Okay. So this is all theory. We will go inside. But right now we understand that, okay, we got the update. Okay. We are building now which table? Topology. That whatever information I'm getting from anywhere, even I am getting hundreds of routes, I will store all that information in my which table? EIGRP table. Okay, I'll not just add best information. I will add even my average, like even it is not best, I'll store in the topology. I'll store my best paths in the routing table. Okay. So first I make which table? Neighbor table. Then I make my जो अभी टेबल बताया तुम्हें topology table. Okay. So then after that I'll choose the best path. Okay. Now I know I have one best path or two. Now it is written two best paths. So both the paths will be going in the routing table. So when I say show IP route, so you can see to go to 4 network, I have both my path best because both are coming from the same direction, same bandwidth. Okay. But if you do not want one path to be good, you can decrease the bandwidth. You can do some tweaks. Okay. But right now I'm not doing because it's a basic class, so not going in depth right now. ऊपर से नाक भी बंद है. Okay, so 4.4.4.0. So this is like I build my neighbor table, then I forward information to my topology table, then I forward all my information to the best table in the routers, that is routing table. Okay, so you can see after that I'll be choosing the routing table. So with the help of neighbor, I build my which table? Topology. Here, neighbor will only give me information, okay, from how many minutes I am up, from how many minutes we are connected. 25 minutes back we are got connected. Okay, so this is smooth round trip timer, SRTT. So which means when I'm sending you packet, the same update or like acknowledgement I'm getting in how much seconds, milliseconds में, that whenever I send you some message, I get my revert in this 327 milliseconds approx. SRTT. So simple. When I forward you packet, I get my packet back in how much seconds or acknowledgement. RTO, retransmission unit or something RTO. That if anybody not replying, okay, I'm going to retransmit the packet again in how many seconds. And we'll discuss RTO, this queue count, this sequence number. Okay, so when you go deep dive, we will understand. Okay, but right now you focus. H is like nothing, just a number header, or H is stand for just a number like 0 1 Excel sheet में होता है ना जैसे number. It is just a H means header or something. Address, which is the neighbor address interface from where my neighbor is connected on which cable or which link. Hold down timer, so this is like your hold down timer is only 15 second. So in routers in EIGRP, there is a concept, what I'll tell you after the break. ठीक है? EIGRP has a concept of hello packets. We will discuss after the break. हेलो हेलो। समझ आ रहा है? इजी थी लैब? हेलो हेलो। बोल क्यों नहीं रहे?
यस सर।
यस सर।
यस
यस
सर।
सर।
यस
यस सर।
इजी लैब?
सर। यस सर।
यस सर। यस सर।
अभी अब टॉपिक शुरू होगा।
10 तक की ठीक।
अब टॉपिक एक्चुअल में शुरू अब होएगा। अभी तक तो अभी तक बेस क्लियर हुआ ना? बोल क्यों नहीं रहे?
यस सर।
यस
यस
सर।
सर।
यस सर।
इजी लैब?
यस सर।
यस सर। यस सर।
लैब्स आर ऑलवेज इजी। अब टॉपिक शुरू होगा।
10 तक की ठीक।
अब ओके सो मुकेश ने पानी पी लिया है तो क्लास शुरू करते हैं। और सुमित ने चश्मा लगा लिया है। देवेंद्र ने टोपी पहन ली है। मनोज भाई, कैमरा ऑन करना। केजरीवाल लग रहे हो तुम तो। वाह, आम आदमी पार्टी से हैं ये।
रोल भी प्ले किए हैं सर।
हैं?
केजरीवाल का रोल भी प्ले किए हैं
अच्छा अच्छा
एनुअल फंक्शन में।
अच्छा। हेमंत अमित शाह लग रहा है। ओके, चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट। ओके सो कुछ तो क्वेश्चन है किसी को अभी तक? एनी डाउट्स टिल नाउ? ये जीआरपी टॉपिक्स रिलेटेड?
सर।
आई थिंक till now we have done basic only. Topology table, Rafi will discuss more in detail about FD, RD, everything. Can we create two different EIGRP in this lab? Nirne, first you learn EIGRP and then we will learn one topic, redistribution. Okay, when two different AS you want to talk to each other, then you have to do redistribution. Okay, so once you know the redistribution topic, then you can run two different AS number also in EIGRP. EIGRP need to run MPLS protocols? No need. MPLS is a service provider technology. Customer को नहीं चलाना होता. Okay. So when you are a company like Nestle, okay, maybe you working with the Patanjali, whatever, okay, whatever brand you love or wherever you working. So as a IS normal company, we will not run MPLS. We will only run routing protocols like EIGRP, OSPF, or if I want to connect with ISP, what maximum protocol I will run? BGP. Okay, but I will not run MPLS in my organization. MPLS I will only run if I am ISP or when I am MSP, managed service provider. समझ आ रहा है? The companies who provide connections, they use MPLS kind of technologies in their network. Mostly simple. MPLS is a service provider VPN. Clear? And customer use which IVPN? IPsec, DMVPN, GRE tunnel. Okay. So there are customer based VPNs and there are service provider VPNs. Customer VPNs are IPsec, DMVPN, GRE tunnel, and service provider VPNs are MPLS, VPLS. Okay. And layer 2 VPN, layer 3 VPN. There are others also.
एक्चुअली
सर 20 सर
Mhm.
23rd के क्लास कॉम्पेंसेट करेंगे क्या?
मतलब एक्स्ट्रा डे में?
ये सर कभी भी दे सकते हैं। 23rd जो बंद हो गया था ना लास्ट ट्यूसडे।
यार बीमार हो गया था, उसका तो कोई गारंटी नहीं है ना।
नहीं नहीं, वो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, मतलब कॉम्पेंसेट के लिए पूछ रहा था सर। थर्सडे या फ्राइडे आप कभी भी।
Yeah, I'll try. I'll check. If I don't have any other schedule, I'll definitely go for that. तुम्हें जल्दी है सिलेबस का तो कर देते हैं खत्म. Let's do daily class 7 days a week.
नो नो,
नो
नॉन
यही
नहीं
चाहिए।
सर। नहीं सर।
नॉट हरी।
देखो अगर बैच लंबा चलता है ना तो तुम्हारा ही फायदा है उसमें, याद रखना ये चीज, सोच समझ के बता रहा हूँ मैं। बिकॉज यू पीपल गेट लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू रिवाइज योर टॉपिक्स अगेन एंड अगेन. Okay, so but yeah, I can take class. I'll put a poll. Okay, if 80% people are saying yes, let's have a class, we will definitely have. Okay, let's start the class again. Okay, so let's talk about some basic theory now. Okay, so EIGRP. Okay, so first of all, EIGRP stand for Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. Okay, make sure you remember the full form. ओके, नहीं तो आगे इंटरव्यू ही नहीं बढ़ेगा तुम्हारा. ओके, सो ईएजीआरपी earlier was IGRP, which is Interior Gateway Protocol, but now it is called Enhanced Interior Gateway Protocol. Okay, it is made by Cisco. Okay, who made this protocol? Made by Cisco, but it is open standard. Okay, why EIGRP is open standard? Then why companies are not using it? Because EIGRP made open standard in 2013 approx. Okay, if you go to Wikipedia, I think they have information needed standard कब करा इन्होंने? Yeah, Cisco has stated that EIGRP is open standard, but they leave out several core details in RFC, which makes interoperability hard to set up between different vendors when the protocol is used. Yeah, so you can see there. So Cisco made it open standard, but there are some details what Cisco has not shared. And due to this problem, other companies are not able to set up the EIGRP in their routers. Okay. And as of 2022, today is 2024, but Cisco has a support in FRR routing. Like if anybody wants to run EIGRP, then there is an operating system, Linux operating system, which is FRR routing. Okay, it's a Linux machine. If you want to run like OSPF, BGP, it's like a virtual router, okay, which is FRR routing. Okay, nobody is using in the production networks, I am sure. Not too much, okay, very rare, but it's like a software based router. But only that FRR routing support EIGRP. Other than that, nobody is supporting. Okay. So that's the logic. And EIGRP is very simple, basic configuration you have seen. This is what we call EIGRP classic mode. And all the configuration now I copy paste in your notes. Whatever. Please make sure you do this lab, whether on packet tracer, whether on the labs. Okay. Uh, now, no. Coming back to the theory part. So EIGRP uses update packets to exchange the information. Okay, so there are some packets what are called update packets to exchange the routing information. Okay, so if anybody asks you, okay, tell me how EIGRP share information with each other, then the answer is update packets. EIGRP uses an algorithm, I told you, dual algorithm, which stand for diffusing update algorithm. Diffusing update algorithm. EIGRP created so that it can support different protocols like IP, IPX, Apple Talk, but IPX and Apple Talk protocols are not used nowadays. So only we use IP. But this is the only protocol which support multi protocols like IP, IPX, Apple Talk. No other companies can support that technology. So that was like some companies who are using Apple Talk. Maybe Cisco has used a lot of yeah, Cisco routers only that time. Support multi protocols. Okay. So now, as I mentioned, IGP, EIGRP, OSPF, ISIS, these protocol work inside the company, and BGP is the only protocol which work outside the company. EIGRP, OSPF, RIP runs inside the company. Okay. So now in EIGRP, there are six important things. What Cisco or EIGRP is giving the best, like Cisco route, EIGRP has partial updates. What is partial? Like whenever there is a change, then only I will be sharing the update. It's not that because in RIP protocol, if you know little bit of RIP, even if you don't know, don't worry about that. It's not a good protocol. So remember in RIP, after every 30 second, router send full routing tables. Just imagine if you have 20 plus router, like you have like more like 4 routers. So do you think this is good that every 30 second you share all your routing updates with each other? What is this wastage of bandwidth? I'm sharing after every 30 second, I'm sharing my complete routing table with each other. And that is like wastage of bandwidth, right? Router brain is continuously in use. That is called control plane. Router brains are called control plane. And router forward data with which plane? Data plane. Okay, so control plane is like the brain where all routing protocol work like EIGRP, RIP, all these things work on the control plane. Okay, so the customer traffic, suppose you are watching movie or whatever, so that information is going on in which plane? Data plane. Okay, like traffic, okay, or customer or user traffic. So that is going with the data plane. Simple. Write all your information because if you are sitting here, okay, if you are sitting somewhere here, okay, and if you are accessing this server, this is the server, and you are somewhere here, okay, and if you go from this computer to the server, routers are also processing your traffic, whether you are watching YouTube, whatever, right? Somehow the traffic links are used. So that all traffic is used going with the data plane. But all your brain, which is used, like Cisco has like 4 routers consider in this topology. So all 4 brains are working on EIGRP RIP protocols. Whenever these protocols talk, they talk with the control plane, their brain of routers. Okay. So now if you keep sending messages after every 30 seconds, this is not good. But in EIGRP, we have partial updates. Means whenever there is a requirement, then only I will share update. This is called partial updates. VLSM support, it means it supports subnetting variable length subnet mask. ये subnetting को support करता है. It support data link protocol support. Okay, data link protocol support kind of like data link protocol से मैं कैसे example दूंगा तुम्हें? I think it is trying to explain it is compatible with the layer 2 technologies. I think data link protocol, I have to check that. I'll get back to you on this, why this line is highlighted. Okay. I'll get back to you on this. Okay. I'll put it on WhatsApp audio message. What is that exactly? ये लिखा क्यों यहाँ पे मेरे दिमाग में नहीं आ रहा अभी. Faster convergence. Faster convergence मतलब what is faster convergence? That if I'm going from this side and the link broke, okay, what happened? The link of between router to router 3 fail. Automatically, what will happen? I will shift my traffic. I will shift my traffic from where? I will shift my traffic to router 1 to router 3, router 4. It is like you are going to market. This is the market. This is your home. If you go from this path, the market, you are not able to go to the market, but you go to your home and take the another path. So in how much time you are moving the traffic from your bad link to right link, that is convergence. Okay. Like whenever there is a link down or anything happens, in how much time you shift your traffic to another best link, that is called convergence. And EIGRP is very fast in convergence. If you have any bad links, okay, or any link is down, okay, maybe any problem in the links, automatically EIGRP shift to another path very soon. It has a metric value 32 or 64 bit, like how it calculate the path, that is called metric, which we will understand. And EIGRP support IPv4 also, IPv6 also. Okay. Now EIGRP, as I mentioned, it is called combination of link state and distance vector, because that's why If I show you, sometimes it is called hybrid. Why? Because it has the properties of RIP also, distance vector, and it has some concept of link state. Okay, so what is distance vector? They are dependent on their neighbors. What is distance vector? Like RIP protocol work on distance vector algorithm. Like after 30 second, these are called periodic updates. That after 30 second, I will send my complete routing table. Send routing table after every 30 seconds. So this is called periodic. That there is a time after 30 second, every router will send routing table. Okay, and link state is partial triggered updates whenever there is a change. Okay, whenever there is a change, then only, I will forward, or then only router forward the updates. So these are called partial triggered updates. Whenever there is a required, then only the updates will go. Rest that routers will not use their brains. But here we have bounded the router that, hey, router, please send a routing table after every 30 seconds and use your brain, which means consume your resources, consume your RAM. Okay, RAM, ROM, everything in the router, right? Because brain uses resources to run, right? So now in distance vector, router knows what the neighbor knows. Okay, like if router 1 knows about R4 with the help of R2 and R3, because when you go to R1, okay, even in the router 1, if I show you that if I want to go to R4 loop back 444, show IP route 4444. So you can see I can go to 444. I have two paths. One is 13.3, one is 12.2. Okay. क्या दिखाना था यहाँ पे मुझे? Yeah. So I'm showing you that, okay, I'm going from 13.3 and I'm going from 12.2. Yes. Router 1 is going from router 2, router 3. Okay, but it is not telling you that, okay, R4 IP is 24.4, or so you cannot see any 24.4 here. You see only the neighbor IPs because router EIGRP is a distance vector little bit. Why? Because it is whole depend on the neighbors. What my neighbor knows, I know that information. Okay, so router 4 is giving to router 2. You can see router 2 routing table. Enable show IP route. So 444 I'm getting from 4 router, right? Router 4 is sharing with router 2. Now router 2 is sharing with the router 1. This is how the thing works in distance vector. Router को उतना ही पता है जितना उसके neighbors को पता है. Router knows about what the neighbor knows, but link state is different. Router knows everything about the topology, like OSPF knows everything because it create a table called database table. But in EIGRP, we do not have the database table. We have a topology, but that topology table also we are building because of neighbors. Neighbors ही मुझे topology table बनवा रहे हैं. Neighbors are helping me to build the topology table, and that topology table will have all the information what neighbors are sharing with me. And this concept is called routing by rumor. Routing by rumor is a concept. Sometimes interviewer can ask you, okay, tell me what is routing by rumor concept. So simply say router knows what the neighbor knows is called routing by rumor. Routing by rumor. याद रखना है इसको. Okay, so I remember this. Somebody asked me this question in one of the interview I have given in the past. Okay, tell me what is routing by rumor. So this means when the router depends on their neighbors, that concept is called known as routing by rumor. Okay, but OSPF is very good because it has full knowledge, because it creates a big database table, है ना? तो बहुत बड़ा database table अगर मैं संभालूंगा, if I keep big database table, I'm going to utilize my brain, CPU, right? So this is why link state has little bit CPU intensive. Okay, but in link state there is a concept of hello packets. After every 5 seconds, I will send my hello to you. You say hello to me. I say hello to my neighbor. Means all routers share hello packets with each other. And hello packet is very, very small packet. It is not a big packet like RIP sending routing table. Hello packet is very small packet, which is only what is the purpose? Just to make sure that we are alive. We are not losing our neighborship. Because if I lose your neighborship, if I disconnect the link from here, that I should get instant information. Okay, this link is down. Because if this link is down, the router will not send you hello. And if router will not send you hello, I will consider that neighbor is down. And when I consider this neighbor is down, I inform all my routers. तो अगर ये link down होगा, if the link goes down, router immediately come to know my link is down because the other side link is down. So my link is also down and instantly report to other routers. And this is going with the update packet. This is called partial update also, what we were talking about here. Okay, clear? See, I try to go in detail so that you get the proper knowledge, you understand the technicalities of the book. Even if you read Cisco books after my classes, you will understand very easily. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to clear. Okay, so this is the same concept what we learned. First, we create the neighbor table, then we create the topology table, then we create the global routing table. Okay, now you can start checking like what is the fast convergence. A router that I have added some theory. A router that is running EIGRP maintain routing information that is received from its neighbor in the topology table so that it quickly adapt to alternate routes. In any case, if one primary link goes down, automatically go to the backup route. That's called fast convergence. Very fast it go to the backup path. Partial updates, like we do not send the fixed time updates. We share updates whenever there is a requirement. Okay. Now EIGRP has subnetting support. It has a metric also, which we will discuss in the FDAD class. We have a subnetting support also, like which is called VLSM. And there is a problem. If you do not have VLSM support, क्या problem आएगा? The problem is called discontinuous networks. What is discontinuous network? It can be interview question. What is simple question? What is discontinuous network? Tell me. So when a network is divided into two parts and they are at different location, they are called discontinuous networks. कहाँ से यार बड़ा हो जाए इसको. हाँ. So अब देखो. Okay, so now you can see I have 10 network here on the router 0. I have router 1 also 10 network, but they are subnetted. If a router do not support auto, what we call some VLSM, EIGRP is on running auto summary. What will happen? If I share 10 with the router 1, router will go, this network will go as 10.0.0. By default, it is /8. Okay, it is coming from EIGRP. EIGRP has a AD value 90, right? And now 10 network is also directly connected to me, which is 0 direct AD value. So tell me which path you will prefer. You will prefer the AD value 0, which is best. 0 is the best, right? And EIGRP is 90. So now tell me if this computer wants to go to 10.0.0, 10.1.1.2 something here. If this computer, ये कंप्यूटर को जाना है भाई 10, this computer wants to go to this machine which is 10.1.1.2, what will happen? Router will not forward packet. Router will forward the packet to this side because both networks are same. So EIGRP will not add this EIGRP entry in the routing table because it has a high AD value, because we divided our network in two directions, the same network with the subnetting. But if you want to support subnetting, then we have to use not a summary in EIGRP. Okay, else you will not able to forward your packets. I don't know if I have created any video in the past for discontinuous network. Hmm. Okay, I have to check that. But you guys can try what you can do, like static routing. Hmm. Okay, so just hold on. Yeah. Okay, so now see this topology. I'm not creating any new topology. Just understand these are three routers. Okay, I'm just showing you this contiguous network concept. So what I'll be doing here we have 10.0.0.1. So I divide this network into like 10.0.1.1/24. So now this is a different network, and 10.0.2.1, which is a different network, right? So I just changed this design, and I think the basic IPs are already configured. I'm not doing any changes, just we will configure EIGRP. Okay, so just I have to change this network. Okay, so कोई भी पुराने डिजाइन को भी आप EIGRP में डाल सकते हो. You just reconfigure the design. Now this time this is /24. Okay, and I think we have added some static routings and all. Yes, you can see lot of static routes. So what we can do here, we can remove that. So go to show running and just give no commands. I'll give you this lab for testing if you want. Okay, so just remove all the static routes because we have to configure EIGRP. And if you do not remove, then EIGRP routes will not show you because static has better AD value, right? देखो एक कॉन्सेप्ट समझाने के लिए लैब करनी पड़ जाती है कभी भी. And this is what you must do always. Okay, so जब भी कोई कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ना है, whenever you want to learn any concept, try to think in a lab. Okay, that okay, let's do some fast convergence, let's test the discontinuous network, let's test the whatever, right? Whatever topic. कॉन्सेप्ट समझ ही तब आता है जब तुम्हें उसको प्रैक्टिकल पर्पस पता हो. ओके, so when you understand the concept, the theory is not required, boss. You know everything then, right? Theory, if you know the concepts, you can write your own books. Simple is that. You do not have to go and check the books. But books are also good. You try to understand the concept, do lab, go back, okay, and try to understand the concept again and again. This is what I did. देखो यहाँ पे भी बड़े भाई इतने स्टैटिक रूट डलवा दिए थे इन्होंने सीसीएनए में. Okay, so I'm just clearing this topology, and you are actually learning today a new thing, right? If I have to remove static routing. Okay, and remember this network I have to change in interface GIG000, IP address 10.0.2.1. This is a different network now, right? So now let's configure EIGRP, okay, everywhere. So let's go to router EIGRP 10, network 172.16.1.1, 0. I think this is class B. And if you confused, we can check show IP in route. ये देखो यहाँ पे class B है ना. So we have to advertise that only. Router EIGRP. You can see 1 to 65,000. You can take, let's say 500. This time we will use a different number. Network 172.16.0.0. Network 10.0 whenever you get any problem, just check your routing table and the C वाले जो भी है ना, the C numbers just add in the routing table. Okay, so the C means directly connected, add as a network command. And there is a 200 network also, which is my WAN. This link also have to add. Then only I will make the neighbor with other router. Okay, not a summary I'm not giving here. Okay, so 200, why we are giving this? Because when I activate EIGRP on this link, when this router also activate EIGRP on this link, then only I will share information. Okay, so that's why. So this is the second router where again go and say show IP route connected. So whatever C you see, C networks, directly connected networks, you go EIGRP 500, add all this, very simple, just add as a network command. ये देखो देख देख के चीटिंग मारनी है देखो भाई. Now the practical gets more easy. It means this is what we call advertising my networks. So when you read some books and all, it is written, okay, please go to EIGRP and advertise these network. Advertise means add your information in the EIGRP and forward to other routers. That's called advertise. जैसे ads को भी हम कहते हैं ना advertisement. Okay, that we are sharing with the world, we are sharing with other routers, advertising. Okay, so router C. So this way show IP show IP route connected लगा देना, because else it will show you this local links means the IPs configured. So router EIGRP 500 network 10.0.2.0 network 205.1.1.0. Okay, so now you can see neighborship is up, everything is okay, and these computers just have to configure 10 something IP. Let's say 10.0.22. And 10.0.2.1 is my gateway. Okay, so, and here there is a device 10.0.1.2, let's say. उसी सबनेट का आईपी देना है जिसमें गेटवे, ठीक है, 10.0.1.1. Okay, so now let's try to ping from this computer. Okay, first I'm showing you that can I able to ping 172, and there is also 172. 20, it's a 20, it's a 16, there is no problem. Okay, so let's ping from this computer to this computer, 16.1.2. Okay, I go to the first 172 and ping the first device in my topology, 1.2. So hopefully we will get a ping, because the EIGRP is running, right? You can see packets are going very well, because this is 172.20 and this is 172.16. But 10 network I'm getting from left side, and that same 10 network I'm getting from the right side. So it means the router B should be confused that where should I forward my packet. Okay, this is coming 24. I think not a summary दे दिया क्या मैंने गलती से कहीं पे. Let me check show IP protocols. Automatic is not in effect. ये देखो not a summary दे दिया मैंने गलती से. You can check show running and okay. But I think this is the latest router or something, which is by default it is enabled now. Yes, you can see guys, this is the 15.5 version. Okay, in the latest version of Cisco, Noto summary is enabled. It means I have to go to router EIGRP and say auto summary, so that it will not support subnetting. But now it is not required, not a summary देने की जरूरत नहीं है अब. Because in latest router, no auto summary is enabled. In old routers, auto summary is enabled. Okay. So nowadays the devices are getting smarter. So that Cisco ने वो command पहले ही डाल दी, because even they know it's a good command. But I'm showing you what will be the problem if you enable auto summary. Okay, so what will happen if you have auto summary? So you can see that 10 network is coming from 205.1.2, and which is best path this side, because one router away na, and this is also one router away. So 10 का एक ही जगह से आ रहा है देखो, which is coming from here. So it means if I want to ping from this computer to 10.0.12, ping 10.0.12, I am not able to ping. You can see why? Because all packets are going in the right direction. You go to simulation mode. Okay, go to simulation mode and try to create a packet again. You can see packet is all going in the right direction. Why it is not going in the left? Because router is understanding 10 network I am getting from the right side. Okay, because both are coming as /8, but this is like one router away. You can see one router then here. It is like directly connected to this network. This is also directly connected. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, क्या है? Okay, so this is like yeah. So we have added here FA0 cable. Na? This side we have gig and gig here. We have both 1 Gbps, and I think we have one. And if I add this in gig port, maybe then it will load balance. Maybe, I'm not sure, because now the bandwidth are similar. And yes, ये देखो हो गया load balance. Now router is thinking we have packet left side also, right side also. This is called discontinuous network. So if I try to ping, you will get one ping, one node. एक ping मिलेगा, एक नहीं मिलेगा. Let's see. If I ping 10.0.0.12, one packet is going in the right direction, which will not ping. One going in left side, which will ping. ये देखो क्या गड़बड़ हो रही है. एक पिंग हो रहा है, एक नहीं हो रहा है. एक पिंग हो रहा है, एक नहीं हो रहा है. वाह, क्या नेटवर्क बनाया. Right? So one, you are getting reply because what is load balance? When packet is going on the left side, when packet is going on the left side, then packet is replying because you are pinging the 10.0.0.12. Then you are getting a ping response. But automatically router forward also your packet to the right direction because 10 network is on the right side. But there is no 10.0.12. That's why you do not get the reply from this side. Third packet, you go this side, you again get a ping. Fourth packet, you forward this side, you do not get a ping. So this is what we call discontiguous network. When a same network is divided in both like multiple locations and routers are not supporting subnetting, this can cause the problem of discontiguous network. Clear, everyone? ओके. तुम यस भी नहीं लिख रहे हो यार. हाउ टू फिक्स दिस? जस्ट गिव नोट अ समरी. तो रिप वर्जन 1 में ना ये प्रॉब्लम होती थी. ओके, दैट्स व्हाई रिप वर्जन 2 केम and it support node summary. But nowadays even we do not support we do not use the RIP version 2 also. It's better to use EIGRP directly. Okay, so just go and say not a summary everywhere. Okay, so I've shown you that this problem will fixed by just giving not a summary. And nowadays you do not have to give if you are using latest iOS. And now if I ping, you can see earlier it was a issue. One packet is ping, one unreachable. Now let's say continuously ping. Fix the issue. And this is what we call benefit of using the VLSM support in the routing protocols. Clear, everyone? What is no IP domain? Where you have seen that? Okay, so seamless connectivity. अच्छा ये क्या था? Okay. Okay. So when the line was saying na, data link layer protocols. So there are some very, very old technology. So when there is a very old technologies in the WAN, which is like frame relay, even before MPLS. Okay. So there are some technologies that are supported by EIGRP. So that's called NBMA, non-broadcast multi-access. Okay, which is a very old technology that we call frame relay or like that. Okay, which is not required because from last 7, 8 years, 10 years, we are not using that. Okay, so ये ऐसा कुछ होता था frame relay that ISP uses a frame relay technology earlier, very old days. And there, if you have to configure EIGRP, just give the network commands and you do not have to do anything. Okay, but in EIGRP, you do not have to do anything. But in case of OSPF, you have to do some different configurations. Okay, but in EIGRP, like WAN support for point-to-point links, NBMA topologies, like standard for EIGRP. That's why we say EIGRP accommodate like layer 2 technologies also, which is like frame relay and all. So EIGRP uses a multicast address 2240010. Remember that? Okay, even I can show you. If I go to simulation mode and if I go to filter and say I want to see the EIGRP packets, okay, and just how to create EIGRP packet, uh, just say auto summary or not a summary, and you can see lot of packets are created. These are EIGRP. And if you open any of the packet, okay, if you open any of the packet, so you can see this is the EIGRP packet. So which has a AS number 500, sequence number, that every packet gets a sequence number if there is a change. If any, you get a new update, the sequence number will be 52. Again, you change 53, the sequence number will keep increasing. Okay, and this is version 2 EIGRP and the OPC, which is called the packet. कौन से type का packet है? This is packet number 3, which is update packet. Hello, hello, update, reply, acknowledgement, query. So I think this is the update packet only. That's why it is a OP code. This is OP code 2. Yeah, this is the, you can see packet. Okay, and it is going as a sequence number. So if you want to see the update packet more clearly, what you can do, just create a loopback for testing. Like let's create loopback 5. See, बहुत loopback काम आता है, तभी मैं बोलता हूँ सीख लो. Okay, now if I say router EIGRP 500, okay, remember you should be in the simulation mode. EIGRP filter should be on. And when you create a loopback, now add this into EIGRP, enter, and you see update packet. And when you open the update packet, you see this is the version 2 and the multicast address is 2240010 over here. Okay. And after that, you open this packet more and you can see the packet is going on the multicast address 2240010 and it has a protocol number 58 in hexadecimal. So अगर मैं हेक्साडेसिमल को तुम्हें कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं करूंगा, बट इट हैज अ प्रोटोकॉल नंबर. ओके, सो if I say 58 number in hexadecimal, in actual number this number is called 88. So EIGRP work on protocol number 88. Okay, so like so the biggest protocol we have is IP. ICMP has a protocol number 1. So protocol number tell that what protocol you are carrying. पैकेट के अंदर कौन सा पैकेट जा रहा है भाई. आईपी के अंदर टीसीपी जा रहा है, आईपी अंडर यूडीपी, एजीआरपी, व्हाट प्रोटोकॉल यू आर कैरिंग inside IP, because IP will give you IP addressing, that source to destination, but what protocol you are carrying. So if I'm carrying EIGRP packets, the number will 88, but in hexadecimal 88 is called 58. Okay, so then you have to understand decimal to hexadecimal, but it is not required. Go to simple calculator and check. Okay, so you can see EIGRP has a protocol number 88. Nasif, please stick to the topic. IP domain lookup is related to DNS. Okay, I'm sharing one website. Check in the chat. If you have any other topic related doubts, you can ask on this. Okay, so it means like routers are doing some stuff. So basically what we have understood, that router पहले एक दूसरे को करते हैं hello. Router send hello packets to each other, and what they become the neighbor. Hello बोला और बन गए क्या? After hello they become the neighbor. Then we send update packet, and when we send all my updates, the router will give me acknowledgement. So it means hello is a packet, update is a packet, and acknowledgement is also a packet. Yes, hello is to discover the neighbors, that who all are connected to me. That is hello packet. That is to discover neighbor. भाई कौन कौन मेरे neighbor है, hello करो, right? Right, समझ आ रहा है? So whosoever is my neighbor say hello, and those the routers who say hello to each other, they become neighbor. Neighbors are good neighbors. They share their information with their routers, with the neighbors, and then when you get any update, you give me acknowledgement. Yes, I got your packet. The same, you send more updates. If you have a big information, you send multiple update packets and you get multiple acknowledgement packets. So 3 packets तो हमारे यहीं पे clear हो गए. Hello is to discover the neighbors. Update is to share the information. Acknowledgement is like receipt of the update packet. Okay. Okay. Now tell me which multicast address used by EIGRP. अभी बताया मैंने. आज तो 12 बज गए पढ़ते पढ़ते. पर टॉपिक अच्छा जा रहा है यार. टॉपिक जब अच्छा जाता है तो मैं रुकता नहीं. 224010. This is the answer. Okay. And if people are leaving the class, nothing, you will not lose anything. Just you will lose some points in the live portal. And maybe the people who are on the top, they will get something from our side. अब तो धक्का ही करेंगे पढ़ाने का भाई, मर्जी है हमारी. तो ऐसे कोई मान ही नहीं रहा क्लास में. So as I mentioned, the people who attend full classes, they are on the top. Simple. Okay, so Rinku, Anil, you can see these are the people who are getting the points. Okay, so you get 5 points when you attend your full live class. This is the logic. Okay, so गुलशन तुमने अभी ज्वाइन किया है ना, वो 1-2 क्लास जिन्होंने पहले करी है उसके ज्यादा है, बट डोंट वरी. Rafi is saying where is my name. I will give you full report, don't worry. But I have shown you what are the top 7-5 guys. शायद वो क्लास के बाद तक बैठ रहे हैं मेरे. ओके, सो सिंपल फंडा यहां तक हमने पढ़ना है आज. इससे ज्यादा हम नहीं पढ़ेंगे, नहीं तो भैया ऊपर से जाएगा. ओके, सो टुडे class is over, and tomorrow we will understand more about EIGRP. I'll explain again more detail. Hello packet, update packet, acknowledgement packet. We will understand the flow, and after that we will go and learn the named mode also, because tomorrow I'll show you the named mode. And before that, we will give, I'll give you basic idea of IPv6. Okay. And before I go, I want all of you to get, वो इसलिए बैठ रहे हैं क्लास के बाद ना कि बस उनका दिल करता है. ओके सो मुझे दोनों तो जस्ट होल्ड ऑन. मुझे तुम्हें एक IPv6 का कोई बेसिक कोर्स पढ़ा है मेरे पास, मैं देख रहा हूँ. ओके गाइस, आई एम शेयरिंग the people who are on the live class will be getting this advantage today, because sometimes I share a lot of रिकॉर्डिंग. बंद कर दूं पहले, नहीं तो बंदे कहेंगे वो जो उस दिन फ्री लिंक दिया था, फ्री कोर्स दिया था, हमें तो मिला नहीं. ओके सो आई एम शेयरिंग वन फ्री कोर्स विद ऑल ऑफ यू. एक ही बार लिंक भेजूंगा, ज्वाइन कर लिया तो कर लिया, नहीं तो कोई बात नहीं. प्लीज चेक योर चैट. आई हैव शेयर्ड IPv6 workshop with you all. This workshop, like we have, this was chargeable at $100 जब हमने करी थी, और अब मैंने उसको फ्री करा है. बिल्कुल उसमें IPv6 बहुत अच्छे से पूरे डिटेल में, और ट्रेनर थोड़ा अंग्रेज है तो संभाल लेना. इट्स इंग्लिश IPv6 क्लासेस ओनली. ठीक है, तो कुछ दो चार अंग्रेज थे हमारे ट्रेनर, अभी ब्रेक पे हैं थोड़े. चलो एक बार और लिंक भेज देता हूँ. इंजॉय. नो क्लास ऑन. नहीं नहीं, क्लास है कल यार, तुम्हें नहीं कह रहा. Okay, so let's check the questions today in our portal. Somebody is asking, I have a Cisco router with the following configurations. IP ये दिए हैं, वो दिए हैं. I have also had a VLAN 20 on, while I can access the VLAN 10 and 20 on my layer 2 switch. Okay. And configure telnet access on switch while I can access the router from both the PC. I'm unable to. Okay, so switch you cannot access through telnet. You have to give one command, that is switch default gateway. Very good question. So it's an interview question also. So suppose if I want to configure a telnet in a router, it's very simple. You say line VTY 0 to 4 like that. Okay, so then you say login, local, right? And transport input telnet. And then you create some username like username Atul, password Atul. Right? This is how you set up telnet and enable the password also. Okay, watch my telnet videos if you don't know. So this is how we configure router, and we go to the computer and say telnet and router ka IP. Router IP 200.1.1. Router has 3 IP. You can telnet from any IP. You can see it's easy to telnet the router, and I'm able to telnet even from a different network. Yes. Okay. Now, मैंने यहां से from this computer I am able to telnet this. Let's configure this switch. Okay, now this switch needs a management IP. So what we can do here, we set up, because all the interfaces are in VLAN 1, right? You can say show VLAN brief. So all my interfaces are in VLAN 1. So I can go to interface VLAN 1. Remember, this is the layer 2 switch, and give IP of the same setup where my router and computers are here. So I will give 172.16.1 dot, let's say 5, same subnet. Very cool. Okay, and also I will configure telnet line VTY 0 to 4, password Cisco, or let's say login local method, which is better method. transport input telnet. Okay, and username, password, and enable password is also mandatory. Okay, so we have given that. Uh, so now if I try to telnet in my LAN network, okay, if I go to this machine and telnet my switch IP, telnet 172.16.1.5, there is no problem. I can log in into my switch, right? Very easy. But when I am on my another network, if I telnet from here, what will be the problem? This is an interview question. If you are able to, what is the, when you are trying to telnet a switch in your company from a different network, okay, you are not able to telnet the switch, but you are able to telnet from the LAN network. What could be the issue? Because when you forward the packet, packet is going to switch, but switch do not know where is my gateway. Because tell me, if computer do not have gateway, if I remove the gateway, can I ping a different network? अगर मैं कंप्यूटर का गेटवे उड़ा दूं, if I remove the gateway, can I ping a different network? No, right? The same thing happening with the switch. Why we are not able to ping the switch when we are going to telnet 172.16.1.5 from the switch, we are not able to telnet. But once we go to the switch and say default gateway, IP default gateway 172.16.1.1, when I tell my switch also, you also have a gateway, then outside the network, I am able to telnet. This is this is why we give default gateway to the switches, so that people from different network will be able to communicate the switch with the telnet and SSH. Clear? Very good question. जिसने भी पूछा था ये नसीफ, you got the answer? Okay, so then you have to create a different VLAN management IP. Okay, from the same L2 switch you configured what you are trying to say. Okay, so use the gateway command in the switches and let me know if you are able to ping. Okay. BDNY, BDIF concepts. It's related to Huawei, right? That's a data center or maybe VXLAN configurations. That's a different concept, Faisal. Yeah, just post on Ask Portal. If I have some information, I'll share. IP route basically we configured. IP default gateway we configured. BFDR एक अलग टॉपिक है. BFDs to speed up routing protocols we use BFD.
सर एक छोटा सा डाउट था सर.
या शैलेश?
सर एक्चुअली मैं मिस कर गया शायद, पता नहीं. सर जो EIGRP कॉन्फ़िगर कर रहे हैं उसमें जो नेटवर्क ऐड कर रहे हैं आप, तो वहाँ पे वाइल्ड कार्ड में सबनेट में बाकियों की तरह
जरूरी नहीं है. It is not mandatory. It is mandatory in OSPF, not in EIGRP. Okay. Why to make things complex when you have easy way to configure, right?
ओके सर. सर मैं कहीं पे पढ़ा था तो वाइल्ड कार्ड मास्क लिखा हुआ था वहाँ पे, नेटवर्क
Yeah.
उसके बाद वाइल्ड कार्ड मास्क.
मैंने तो पूरा प्रैक्टिकल पिंग करके दिखा दिया. अब इससे बड़ा क्या चाहिए सबूत?
जी सर, सर इसीलिए पूछा.
No, no, no. Wildcard mask is not mandatory. Okay, in EIGRP, OSPF it is mandatory. But when you do with the network command. Yes, Kashish.
सर जो EIGRP में दो मोड होते हैं. नेम मोड और एक जो हमारा
English, please.
yes, in EIGRP, both there are two types of mode. EIG name mode and another one is
Classic mode.
classic mode.
Classic.
So
Hmm.
can we use both mode at the same time?
Yes. But in one router, only one mode will work. Classic mode is compatible with the named mode.
Okay,
Okay, I'll show you named mode tomorrow, then we can have more clarity. Okay.
sure.
Sir, I have a doubt here. Meghala
Yes.
here.
Yeah, Meghla.
Sir, actually, I'm new to the class. So, to access the CCNA videos and the PDF notes, can you show me the path from where I should access?
That is learn.nwkings. Just hold on.
That link I'm able to log in. After logging in that,